Number 1. This 1948 Ford Deluxe Coupe Hot Rod, currently listed at $24,995 in Wautoma, Wisconsin, is a striking custom build that blends post-war American coupe styling with aggressive V8 performance and a bold flame-themed design that immediately sets it apart from more traditional restorations. The 1948 Ford Deluxe represents one of the final iterations of Ford's pre-1949 body design language, a period known for its rounded fenders, smooth curves, and elegant proportions. These cars became extremely popular foundations for hot rod builders in the decades that followed, largely because their steel bodies offered both durability and excellent styling potential. This particular example embraces that hot rod legacy fully, transforming a classic coupe into a visually dramatic and performance-focused machine. At the heart of the build is a 408 cubic inch performance engine, significantly larger and more powerful than anything offered in the original factory configuration. Built for strong torque and responsive acceleration, the 408 V8 provides the kind of power that suits both spirited cruising and show-ready presentation. Paired with an automatic transmission, the drivetrain delivers a driving experience that is both accessible and enjoyable, making the car suitable for relaxed cruising as well as weekend events. The seller notes that the car is currently geared for cruising, indicating a setup optimized for street use rather than extreme racing applications. However, the inclusion of posy traction gears that come with the vehicle suggests additional performance potential for improved traction and rear-wheel stability if installed. This gives the next owner flexibility, depending on how they want to configure the drivetrain. One of the most eye-catching features of this Ford is its custom exhaust system equipped with remote-controlled cutouts. This feature allows the driver to adjust exhaust flow and sound output, switching between a more refined, cruising tone and a louder, more aggressive exhaust note at the push of a button. It is a modern performance touch that adds personality and versatility to the driving experience. Visually, the car makes a strong first impression thanks to its custom paintwork. The body is finished in a black metallic base that still presents well overall, accented by vibrant purple, blue, and red flame graphics. These flames are not just exterior decorations. They extend into the vehicle's design theme, appearing on the steering wheel, interior door panels, and air filter cover. This cohesive styling approach ties the entire build together into a unified custom aesthetic. Flame-themed hot rods have long been a staple of American car culture, symbolizing speed, rebellion, and individuality. This Ford embraces that tradition while maintaining a relatively clean overall execution. According to the seller, the paint remains in excellent condition, with only minor chips noted, which is expected for a vehicle that has been enjoyed rather than stored away. Inside, the gray interior provides a neutral base that allows the custom flame accents to stand out without overwhelming the cabin. While detailed interior modifications are not extensively described, the thematic consistency suggests a carefully planned design rather than random customization choices. One of the strengths of this build is its balance between show car aesthetics and usable street performance. Many heavily customized hot rods become impractical for regular driving, but this Ford is described as being set up for cruising, indicating that it remains functional and enjoyable on the road. The seller emphasizes that this is a consignment vehicle and does not accept trades, reinforcing its position as a curated listing intended for serious buyers. The invitation to schedule a test drive further suggests that the car remains operational and ready for immediate use. For enthusiasts, this 1948 Ford Deluxe Hot Rod offers a blend of classic American coupe styling and bold custom personality. It carries the DNA of post-war Ford design while embracing the creativity and performance culture of traditional hot rodding. In the end, this is more than just a modified classic. It is a flame-themed hot rod that combines vintage Ford elegance with modern V8 power and expressive custom styling, creating a vehicle that is designed not only to be driven, but to be seen, heard, and remembered. Number 2. This 1954 Chevrolet 210 sedan, currently listed at $7,950 and located in Bloomington, Illinois, is a classic mid-1950s American sedan that offers vintage charm, simple mechanical design, and long-term ownership history, an accessible entry-level price point. The 1954 Chevrolet 210 sits within Chevrolet's well-known 210 lineup, a series that was designed to offer dependable, everyday transportation with a touch of post-war style and refinement. By the mid-1950s, American automotive design was beginning to evolve into more expressive shapes, and this Chevrolet reflects that transition with its rounded body lines, modest chrome accents, and balanced proportions that still feel timeless today. Finished in green with a matching green interior, this sedan carries a classic and unified color scheme that fits the era perfectly. While not flashy or heavily customized, the simplicity of its appearance is part of its appeal, giving it an authentic vintage look that remains true to its original character. Under the hood is Chevrolet's Blue Flame inline-six engine, a well-known and widely respected power plant from the period. The Blue Flame six-cylinder was valued for its reliability, smooth operation, and ease of maintenance rather than high performance. Paired with a 3-speed manual transmission, this setup delivers a traditional driving experience that requires full driver engagement, especially by modern standards. Driving a car like this is less about speed and more about mechanical connection. Every gear change through the manual transmission, every engine note from the inline-six, and every movement of the chassis reflects a simpler era of automotive engineering. It is the kind of vehicle that rewards relaxed cruising rather than aggressive driving. One of the most notable aspects of this listing is the long-term ownership history. The seller notes that it has had the same owner since 1990, which suggests decades of care and familiarity with the vehicle. Long-term ownership often indicates consistent maintenance and a strong understanding of the car's condition over time, which could be a reassuring factor for potential buyers. The car is described as running and driving, which is an important detail for a vehicle of this age. Many mid-century classics require significant mechanical work before they can be used on the road, but this Chevrolet appears to be in operational condition and ready for light driving or weekend use. With approximately 4,552 miles reported, the mileage figure is likely either a reset from restoration work or reflects limited recorded use in its current configuration. Regardless, the overall presentation suggests a vehicle that has been preserved and maintained rather than heavily worn or neglected. As a dealer listing through AutoNet Broker Incorporated, the vehicle is being sold through a commercial channel, meaning tax and licensing fees are not included in the advertised price. This is common for dealership listings and provides a more structured buying process compared to private party sales. The seller also notes that financing is not available, which further reinforces that this is a straightforward cash-based classic car transaction aimed at buyers who are comfortable handling classic vehicle purchases directly. At an asking price of $7,950, this 1954 Chevrolet 210 sedan represents an affordable entry into the world of mid-1950s American classics. It is not a high-performance muscle car or a fully restored showpiece, but rather a simple, honest vintage sedan that can be enjoyed as a driver and appreciated for its historical value. For enthusiasts who value originality, long-term ownership history, and the pure driving experience of a manual transmission six-cylinder classic, this Chevrolet offers a practical and budget-friendly way to step into post-war American automotive heritage. Number 3. This 1948 Plymouth Business Coupe Street Rod, currently listed at $13,000, is located in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. This is one of those classic builds that blends post-war American styling with late 20th century hot rod engineering, creating a car that is far more performance-oriented than its original factory design ever intended. At its core, this Plymouth still carries the unmistakable silhouette of a late 1940s business coupe. The long hood, compact cabin, and rounded body lines reflect the design language of the immediate post-war era, when American manufacturers focused on smooth, elegant styling and simple mechanical layouts. Finished in orange with a black interior, this example immediately stands out with a bold street rod personality. It is not trying to blend in or remain factory original. Instead, it embraces a custom identity built over decades of modification and refinement. According to the seller, this car was originally built in the late 1990s and has been in their ownership for more than 21 years. That long-term ownership history suggests a stable, enthusiast-maintained build rather than a frequently traded project. While the seller notes that the body does contain some Bondo, they also emphasize that there is zero rust or rot. For a steel-bodied classic that has been modified over time, that combination indicates a solid foundation that has been preserved and repaired rather than allowed to deteriorate. Under the hood sits a Chevrolet 350 cubic inch small block V8, one of the most widely used and respected engines in the hot rod world. Built with TRW high-compression pistons, a steel stroker crank, Edelbrock aluminum heads, and a 750 CFM carburetor, this engine is configured for strong performance and responsive power delivery. With a reported 10.5 to 1 compression ratio, this setup is clearly built with performance in mind rather than factory-style cruising. It is the kind of engine combination commonly found in traditional street rods designed to deliver a strong, aggressive driving experience. Power is routed through a 700R4 automatic transmission equipped with a B&M shift kit and overdrive. This combination provides both performance capability and highway usability, allowing the car to cruise at higher speeds while still delivering firm, performance-oriented shifts when driven aggressively. The rear end features a Ford 9-inch setup with 4.11 gears and limited slip differential. This is a classic hot rod configuration known for its strength and ability to handle high horsepower applications while improving traction during acceleration. Up front, the car uses an early 1970s Dodge pickup straight axle, a modification that gives the vehicle a more traditional hot rod stance and steering geometry. This type of setup is often used in custom builds to achieve a classic, aggressive front-end appearance. Comfort and usability have also been addressed with several modern upgrades. The car includes power steering, power drum brakes, power windows, and power seats, features that significantly improve the driving experience compared to original 1940s equipment. The seller also mentions that the tires are relatively new, only 1 to 2 years old, which is an important detail for a vehicle that is intended to be driven rather than stored. With approximately 47,000 miles since its build, though with a non-accurate speedometer, this Plymouth has clearly been enjoyed over time rather than sitting as a static showpiece. The seller describes it as a turnkey and go vehicle, suggesting that it is currently in running condition and ready for immediate use. What makes this coupe particularly appealing is its identity as a long-term street rod rather than a recently completed project. It reflects decades of hot rod culture, where builders take classic steel bodies and transform them into personalized performance machines. The nickname Poor Man's Willys adds character to the car, reinforcing its identity as a fun, head-turning street rod rather than a strictly original collector vehicle. Imagine cruising through town in this Plymouth. The bright orange paint draws attention instantly. The V8 delivers a strong exhaust note, and a modified stance and classic coupe body create a visual presence that blends nostalgia with raw American hot rod attitude. At $13,000, this 1948 Plymouth Business Coupe offers an accessible entry into the world of traditional street rods, combining classic steel body styling with a heavily upgraded drivetrain and performance-focused modifications. This is not a factory restoration. It is a long-term enthusiast build designed for driving, showing, and enjoying, a true representation of American street rod culture at its most expressive. Number 4. This 1936 Chevrolet Business Coupe Custom Hot Rod, listed at $18,500 and located in Aitkin, Minnesota, is a purpose-built classic street machine that blends pre-war American coupe styling with a heavily upgraded drivetrain, reinforced chassis, and modern usability features. Originally built as a hot rod daily driver and purchased in its current built form in 2015, this coupe represents years of thoughtful mechanical refinement and ongoing improvements, making it a strong example of a driver-focused vintage restomod rather than a traditional show-only restoration. From the outside, The car retains the unmistakable proportions of the 1936 business coupe body style, a design originally intended for traveling professionals who needed both style and practicality. The long hood, shortened cabin, and smooth flowing fenders give it a distinctive vintage silhouette that still turns heads nearly a century later. Finished in a midnight blue exterior, the car presents a deep and classic hot rod aesthetic that pairs well with its gray interior. While the paint shows some minor chips, dents, and aging from its original build, it still carries a strong visual presence that reflects its road-driven character rather than garage preservation. Walking around the vehicle, the custom nature of the build becomes increasingly apparent. The body remains largely original in design, but key components such as the fiberglass fenders and running boards indicate a blend of traditional steel structure with lightweight replacement panels. The seller notes minor cracking and chip areas on some fiberglass sections, particularly under the grille and on a fender, but these are described as reparable cosmetic issues rather than structural concerns. A metal front bumper is included and bolts on securely, maintaining the classic appearance while adding durability. Under the hood sits a mid-1970s Chevrolet 350 cubic inch V8 engine, a legendary small block platform known for its durability, affordability, and massive aftermarket support. This engine has been upgraded with a major tune-up, Edelbrock headers, new gaskets, and a performance carburetor, improving both airflow and combustion efficiency. The engine uses a 4-bolt main block with stock crankshaft, rods, and pistons, paired with 993 casting open chamber heads and an HEI ignition system. This combination delivers reliable performance with strong street drivability, making the car well-suited for long-distance, cruising, or daily use. Power is sent through an automatic transmission, contributing to the car's ease of operation and relaxed driving character. Supporting the drivetrain is a 10-bolt Buick Olds Pontiac BOP rear end, a durable setup capable of handling the torque output of the small block V8 while maintaining smooth road behavior. Together, these components form a balanced and dependable drivetrain package designed for real-world use rather than just performance statistics. The suspension and steering systems have been significantly upgraded to improve handling and ride quality. The front end features a hybrid Mustang setup, combining early Mustang lower components with Mustang 2 upper control arms, a popular modification for improving geometry and stability in classic hot rods. A Pinto-style non-power rack and pinion steering system provides direct steering feedback, giving the car a more modern and responsive feel compared to original steering designs. The suspension has been overhauled, tightened, and reinforced through additional welding, ensuring improved structural integrity and driving confidence. Over the years, the car has received a long list of mechanical improvements, including new glass, brakes, water pump, thermostat, oil pan gasket, ball joints, and tie rods. These updates demonstrate consistent maintenance and refinement from 2017 through 2024, supported by available receipts documenting the work performed. The seller emphasizes that less than 2,000 miles have been driven since the most recent engine upgrades, indicating that the current setup is relatively fresh and lightly used. Inside, the cabin reflects a blend of custom hot rod styling and functional simplicity. The gray interior features bucket seats and matching carpeting, providing a comfortable and spacious driving environment with notable legroom. The headliner has been removed intentionally, exposing the metal ribs for a raw, traditional hot rod aesthetic that emphasizes the car's mechanical character. While unconventional, this design choice reinforces its identity as a driver-focused custom build rather than a fully restored factory replica. Modern convenience features have also been integrated into the cabin, including a Bluetooth-enabled radio and USB charging ports, making the vehicle more practical for contemporary driving needs. A heater and defroster system is installed, although the core requires replacement for full functionality. These additions strike a balance between vintage driving experience and essential model usability. On the road, this 1936 business coupe delivers a driving experience that blends classic hot rod feel with improved handling and reliability. The 350 V8 provides strong and consistent power delivery, while the upgraded suspension and steering systems make the car far more manageable than a stock pre-war vehicle. It is designed for summer cruising and regular road use, offering a combination of nostalgic styling and practical performance upgrades that allow it to be enjoyed rather than simply displayed. What makes this build especially compelling is its long-term development and documentation. With receipts, multiple rounds of upgrades, and years of refinement, it reflects a continuous effort to improve drivability, safety, and performance. It is not a static restoration, but an evolving hot rod that has been actively maintained and improved for real-world use. In conclusion, this 1936 Chevrolet Business Coupe Custom Hot Rod is a well-executed and road-ready classic that combines iconic pre-war styling with proven Chevrolet small block power and extensive chassis upgrades. With its 350 V8 engine, automatic transmission, Mustang-based suspension components, reinforced chassis, Bluetooth audio system, and long list of mechanical improvements, it offers a strong balance of vintage character and modern drivability. For enthusiasts seeking a traditional hot rod that can be comfortably driven and enjoyed on a regular basis, this coupe represents a solid and thoughtfully built example of American custom car culture. Number 5. This 1947 Ford F1 Street Rod, currently listed at $22,500, is located in Florissant, Missouri. This classic Ford represents a bold blend of post-war American styling and modern hot rod customization. Originally designed as a rugged and practical Ford truck from the late 1940s, this example has been transformed into a street rod built for both show appeal and comfortable cruising. It reflects the long-standing tradition of taking vintage American iron and reimagining it with modern performance and custom craftsmanship. At first glance, the vehicle stands out with its striking red exterior and gray interior combination. The chopped top, lowered by approximately 5 inches, immediately gives the truck a more aggressive and custom-built profile. This type of modification is a hallmark of traditional hot rod culture, where builders reshape classic bodies to create a more dramatic and personalized silhouette. Under the hood, this Ford is powered by a brand-new Chevrolet 350 cubic inch V8 engine paired with a 350 automatic transmission. This drivetrain combination is one of the most popular in the custom car world due to its reliability, availability, and strong performance characteristics. It transforms the original vintage platform into a far more capable and enjoyable driving machine. According to the seller, the vehicle also features air conditioning, which is a significant upgrade for a classic build of this era. Many traditional hot rods sacrifice comfort for style, but this example incorporates modern convenience, making it more suitable for regular driving and longer trips. Another notable detail is that all gauges and speedometer components are reported to be fully functional and up-to-date. This is an important aspect in custom builds, as integrating modern reliability into older vehicle platforms often requires careful electrical and mechanical work. The listing also notes that the vehicle has had only 2 owners, which is relatively uncommon for a heavily modified classic. While many street rods pass through multiple builders and stages of modification, a limited ownership history can sometimes suggest a more consistent and well-documented build process. Although it is listed as a 1947 Ford F1, the description identifies it as a Ford sedan street rod conversion, indicating that the vehicle has undergone significant transformation from its original factory configuration. These types of builds are often created to combine vintage aesthetics with modern drivability, resulting in a vehicle that performs very differently from how it originally left the factory. With approximately 300 miles reported on the rebuilt setup, this street rod appears to have seen very limited use since its conversion. That typically suggests the build is relatively fresh and likely still in the early stages of its post-build life cycle, where minor adjustments and fine-tuning are common. Driving a vehicle like this is a very different experience compared to a stock 1940s Ford. The combination of a modern V8 engine, automatic transmission, upgraded comfort features, and custom suspension work creates a smooth and powerful ride while still maintaining the visual identity of a classic American design. Street rods like this occupy a unique space in the classic car world. They are not strictly original restorations, nor are they entirely modern vehicles. Instead, they represent a creative fusion of eras, taking the iconic styling of the past and pairing it with the performance and comfort expectations of today. The chopped roofline, in particular, plays a major role in the vehicle's visual identity. It lowers the overall profile, giving the truck a more aggressive stance and emphasizing its custom nature. This type of modification is often associated with show cars and high-end hot rod builds, where visual impact is just as important as mechanical performance. At $22,500, this 1947 Ford Street Rod offers a combination of classic styling, modern mechanical upgrades, and comfort features that make it suitable for both car shows and weekend cruising. It is designed for someone who appreciates vintage aesthetics, but also values reliability and drivability. This is more than just a post-war Ford. It is a reimagined American classic, a custom-built street machine that blends heritage, performance, and craftsmanship into one distinctive package that continues to represent the creativity of hot rod culture. Number 6. This 1957 Pontiac Star Chief Custom Bonneville convertible, currently listed at $150,000 in Iowa City, Iowa, is an exceptionally rare, highly original, and meticulously preserved American luxury performance classic that represents one of the most exclusive Pontiac models ever produced. The 1957 model year was a defining moment for Pontiac. American manufacturers were at the height of the chrome and fin era, and styling, power, and exclusivity were all being pushed to new extremes. The Star Chief Bonneville convertible was a limited production, top-tier offering designed to showcase Pontiac's engineering and design capabilities. With only a very small number produced, reportedly around 630 units, and allocated strictly to dealers, this model was never intended to be common on the road, and even today it remains one of the most collectible Pontiacs ever built. This particular example stands out not only for its rarity, but also for its exceptional preservation and originality. According to the seller, the vehicle has been owned for approximately 20 years by a master mechanic who kept it stored in a climate-controlled environment alongside other collector vehicles. That level of long-term care has played a major role in maintaining its condition, making it one of the more intact surviving examples available. The exterior is finished in Kenya ivory with Bonneville red accents, a striking factory-correct color combination that perfectly captures the bold design language of the 1950s. The paint is described as excellent with no scratches or chips, which is extremely rare for a vehicle of this age. Complementing the exterior is a recently replaced convertible top, installed 2 years ago, ensuring both preservation and usability for open-air driving. Under the hood sits Pontiac's legendary 347 cubic inch Stratostreak V8 engine, paired with Rochester mechanical fuel injection. At the time, fuel injection was a cutting-edge technology, offering improved performance and efficiency compared to traditional carburetors. This setup produces approximately 315 horsepower with a high 10.25 to 1 compression ratio, giving the car strong performance characteristics for its era. Combined with the Stratoflight Hydromatic 3-speed automatic transmission, the drivetrain delivers smooth and confident cruising ability. Mechanically, the car is supported by a robust chassis setup, featuring independent front suspension and a traditional rear live axle with semi-elliptic leaf springs. The rear end uses a 9.3-inch differential capable of handling significant torque output, contributing to the vehicle's stability and durability on the road. One of the defining characteristics of this Star Chief Bonneville is its extensive list of luxury and convenience features, which were highly advanced for the 1950s. These include power steering, power brakes, power windows, power seats with 8-way adjustment, a power convertible top, and a power antenna. Inside, the cabin features leather upholstery, a padded dashboard, and a level of comfort that position Pontiac as a serious competitor in the premium American automotive market. Additional period-correct features include a signal-seeking Wonderbar radio, dual exhaust system, emergency trunk lighting, original-style trunk mat, and a factory spare tire and jack setup. The seller notes that all systems, including lights, Gauges, heater, wipers, and clock are fully functional. An impressive statement for a vehicle of this age and complexity. With a 124-inch wheelbase and a curb weight exceeding 4,200 pounds, this Pontiac was designed for smooth, stable highway cruising rather than lightweight performance driving. Its size, engineering, and comfort-oriented design reflect the American luxury philosophy of the 1950s, where vehicles were built to glide effortlessly across long distances. Perhaps most importantly, this car represents one of the rarest and most complete examples of its kind. The seller emphasizes its originality, documented history, and long-term climate-controlled storage, all of which contribute significantly to its value and desirability among collectors. The combination of rarity, condition, factory fuel injection, and high-level preservation places it firmly in the upper tier of American classic car collecting. In the end, this 1957 Pontiac Star Chief Custom Bonneville convertible is far more than a vintage automobile. It is a historically significant, ultra-rare American luxury performance icon that captures the peak of 1950s automotive design, engineering ambition, and craftsmanship, preserved in a condition that allows it to be experienced almost exactly as it was intended when it first left the factory. Number 7. This 1940 Chevrolet Coupe Hot Rod, currently listed at $32,000 and located in Waukegan, Illinois, is a fully customized classic build that combines iconic pre-war American styling with modern comfort features and a powerful big block drivetrain, creating a street rod design for both show and driving enjoyment. The 1940 Chevrolet Coupe is already a highly desirable platform among hot rod enthusiasts due to its flowing fenders, rounded body lines, and timeless Art Deco-era design. This particular example takes that classic foundation and enhances it with a chopped top, giving the car a lower, more aggressive stance that immediately signals its custom street rod identity. The yellow exterior further emphasizes its bold personality, ensuring it stands out wherever it goes. Under the hood sits a massive 468 cubic inch Chevrolet Big Block V8, a powerhouse engine known for its strong torque output and raw acceleration. This type of engine transforms the lightweight coupe into a serious performance machine, delivering a driving experience far beyond what the original factory configuration could ever provide. Paired with an automatic transmission, the setup is designed for smooth yet powerful cruising, making the car more accessible in everyday driving situations. The build also incorporates several modern performance and drivability upgrades. Rack and pinion steering improves handling precision and responsiveness compared to the original steering system, giving the driver better control and a more connected feel on the road. Power brakes add a significant safety improvement, ensuring the car can confidently handle the increased power from the big block engine. Comfort and convenience features have also been integrated into the build, elevating it beyond a traditional hot rod. The inclusion of air conditioning makes the car suitable for warm weather cruising, while power windows and a power seat add a level of comfort rarely found in early 1940s vehicles. A tilt steering wheel enhances driving ergonomics, allowing for a more adjustable and comfortable driving position. One of the more subtle but practical modifications is the relocation of the battery to the trunk. This is a common hot rod upgrade that helps improve weight distribution and frees up space in the engine compartment, contributing to a cleaner overall engine bay presentation. The interior features a nice leather finish, which complements the custom nature of the build and adds a more refined feel compared to the original utilitarian cabin design. Combined with modern conveniences like door poppers, the car blends classic styling with contemporary usability. With approximately 10,000 miles reported, this coupe appears to have been driven and enjoyed since its completion rather than being stored as a static showpiece. That level of use often suggests that the build is functional and road-tested, which is an important factor for custom hot rods. At an asking price of $32,000, this 1940 Chevrolet Coupe Hot Rod sits in a competitive segment of the custom classic market. It offers a strong combination of vintage styling, big block performance, and modern comfort features, making it suitable for both weekend cruising and car show appearances. Overall, this Chevrolet represents a well-executed blend of old and new, preserving the unmistakable look of a 1940s coupe while integrating the power, convenience, and drivability expected from a modernized street rod. Number 8. This 1947 Ford two-door coupe, currently listed at $17,500, is located in Trego, Wisconsin. Right after World War II, American automakers began transitioning from pre-war designs into a new era of automotive styling. And this 1947 Ford sits directly in that important moment of history. It represents a time when cars were still simple, mechanical, and built with durability in mind, yet already beginning to show the early evolution of modern automotive comfort and design. Finished in a blue exterior with a brown interior, this Ford maintains a classic and authentic appearance that reflects its age and originality. The body lines are smooth and rounded, typical of late 1940s Ford design, giving it a timeless presence that still resonates strongly with collectors and enthusiasts today. According to the seller, this is a California car with just over 100,000 miles, which suggests it has spent much of its life in a relatively dry climate. That is an important detail for vintage vehicles, as cars from dry regions often experience significantly less rust and structural deterioration compared to those exposed to harsh winters. Under the hood sits Ford's legendary flathead V8 engine. The flathead is one of the most iconic power plants in automotive history, known for its simplicity, durability, and its major role in the development of early hot rod culture. Paired with dual exhaust, this setup gives the car a classic vintage sound that enthusiasts instantly recognize. The transmission is a 3-speed manual mounted on the column, often referred to as a 3-on-the-tree setup. This type of shifting system was common in mid-20th century American cars and provides a driving experience that feels very mechanical and engaging compared to modern vehicles. The seller notes that the vehicle runs and drives well, which is a significant advantage for a classic of this age. Many surviving vehicles from the 1940s require extensive mechanical work before they are roadworthy, but this example appears to already be in usable condition. Additional mechanical improvements include a newer aluminum radiator and a recently installed fuel tank. These upgrades help improve reliability and cooling performance, making the car more suitable for regular driving rather than just static display. The car also features twin spotlights mounted on the exterior, a period-style accessory that adds both visual character and a touch of mid-century automotive culture. These details contribute to the classic look that makes vintage Fords so recognizable on the road. Inside, the vehicle retains its original interior, which the seller describes as still being in nice condition. Preserving original interiors in cars of this era is increasingly rare, as many have been replaced or heavily restored over time. The brown interior complements the exterior color well and reinforces the warm, vintage atmosphere of the cabin. One of the strongest aspects of this Ford is its balance between originality and usability. It has not been heavily modified or modernized, yet it includes just enough mechanical updates to make it practical for driving in today's conditions. Driving a 1947 Ford like this is a very different experience compared to modern vehicles. The steering is more connected and mechanical. The engine delivers steady and simple power, and the overall feel encourages relaxed cruising rather than fast-paced driving. What makes cars like this especially appealing is their honesty. There is no overcomplication, no digital systems, and no modern distractions. Instead, the focus is entirely on the mechanical relationship between driver and machine. At $17,500, this 1947 Ford two-door coupe offers an accessible opportunity to own a well-preserved example of post-war American automotive history. It combines original character, a legendary flathead V8, and road-ready condition in a package that still feels authentic to its era. This is not just a vintage coupe. It is a living piece of American automotive history, representing the transition from pre-war simplicity to the beginning of modern car culture. Number 9. This 1949 Packard sedan, listed at $21,000 and located in Hamel, Minnesota, is a beautifully restored post-war luxury classic that embodies the smooth engineering, refined craftsmanship, and understated prestige that defined Packard's golden era. With a frame-on restoration, long-term ownership history, and extensive investment in mechanical and cosmetic renewal, this example stands out as a well-sorted vintage cruiser designed for comfort, elegance, and effortless road manners. From the outside, the car carries the unmistakable presence of late 1940s American luxury design. The deep green exterior highlights the long, flowing body lines and formal sedan proportions that made Packard one of the most respected names in the automotive world during this period. Unlike more flamboyant muscle cars or heavily customized builds, this Packard presents itself with quiet confidence. The chrome accents, balanced stance, and classic silhouette reflect an era when luxury was defined by smooth design language rather than aggressive styling. Walking around the vehicle, the quality of the restoration becomes immediately noticeable. The seller notes that the car has been gone through extensively, down to the weather stripping, indicating a thorough, detail-oriented approach to its refurbishment. A reported investment of over $40,000 by the previous owner suggests that this was not a quick cosmetic refresh, but a comprehensive effort to preserve both the mechanical integrity and the original character of the vehicle. As a result, the body presents as clean, straight, and well-finished, maintaining the dignified appearance expected of a post-war Packard. Under the hood sits Packard's legendary inline 8-cylinder engine, a smooth and torquey power plant that was once considered among the finest examples of American engineering. Known for its quiet operation and effortless delivery of power, the inline 8 is a defining feature of Packard's reputation for luxury and refinement. Paired with a 3-on-the-tree manual transmission and overdrive, the drivetrain offers a uniquely engaging yet relaxed driving experience, blending vintage mechanical interaction with improved highway usability. The inclusion of overdrive is particularly significant, as it allows the vehicle to cruise at lower engine RPMs, making longer drives more comfortable and mechanically sustainable. The seller emphasizes that the car purrs and drives straight and true, reinforcing the impression of a well-balanced and properly sorted classic that performs as intended on the road. This is not a rough or unfinished project. It is a refined vintage automobile that has been carefully brought back to life. Inside, the tan interior continues the car's luxury-focused identity. Packard interiors from this era were known for their spacious layouts, comfortable seating, and refined simplicity, and this example appears to maintain that tradition. The restoration work extending to weather seals and interior fitment suggests a focus on both comfort and usability, ensuring the cabin remains enjoyable for driving rather than just display. The overall atmosphere is one of calm, classic American luxury, designed for long-distance comfort rather than aggressive performance. On the road, this Packard delivers the kind of driving experience that defined premium automobiles of the late 1940s. The inline-8 engine provides smooth, consistent power delivery, while the overdrive-equipped manual transmission allows for relaxed cruising at modern road speeds. The ride quality is described as exceptionally smooth, comparable to contemporaries from Cadillac and Lincoln, reinforcing Packard's historical position among the top-tier American luxury manufacturers of its time. What makes this vehicle particularly appealing is its combination of restoration investment, long-term ownership stability, and mechanical originality. A previous owner kept the car for approximately 40 years, which often contributes significantly to preservation quality and historical continuity. That kind of stewardship suggests a vehicle that has been valued, maintained, and protected over decades rather than passed through frequent neglect or inconsistent care. In conclusion, this 1949 Packard sedan is a well-restored and mechanically refined example of post-war American luxury engineering. With its inline 8-cylinder engine, 3-speed manual transmission with overdrive, frame-on restoration, extensive refurbishment down to weather seals, and long-term ownership history, it offers a compelling blend of authenticity, comfort, and classic prestige. For enthusiasts who appreciate smooth, understated luxury and historically significant American automobiles, This Packard represents a refined and highly enjoyable vintage driving experience that continues to embody the elegance and engineering excellence of its era. Number 10. This 1944 Deluxe Coupe, currently listed at $23,500, is located in St. Peters, Missouri. This classic Ford represents one of the most iconic pre-war American coupe designs ever produced. The 1944 Deluxe has long been admired for its smooth, flowing body lines, rounded fenders, and unmistakable vintage character that helped define an entire generation of automotive design. Even today, it remains one of the most recognizable silhouettes in classic car culture. Finished in black with a beige interior, this example is presented as a nice survivor, meaning it retains much of its original character rather than being fully restored or over-restored. That survivor quality often appeals to collectors who value authenticity and historical presence over perfection. According to the seller, the vehicle is complete with everything present both inside and out. In the world of classic cars, completeness is a major advantage, especially for pre-war vehicles where missing trim, interior pieces, or mechanical components can be difficult and expensive to source. Under the hood, this coupe is equipped with a later model flathead V8, continuing Ford's legendary early engine lineage while benefiting from updated service life. The flathead V8 is one of the most historically significant engines in automotive history, helping establish Ford's reputation for accessible performance and reliability during the early 20th century. The car is reported to run, but it currently will not idle properly. This suggests it is mechanically functional, but in need of tuning or minor adjustments. For many enthusiasts, especially those familiar with vintage engines, this type of issue is relatively common and usually manageable with time and attention. One of the most classic features of this Ford is its 3-on-the-tree manual transmission, meaning the gear shifter is mounted on the steering column. This setup was widely used in mid-century American cars and offers an authentic driving experience that connects the driver directly to automotive history. The seller also notes that the steering feels tight and the tires appear to be in good condition, holding air properly. A newer-looking master cylinder is also mentioned, which is an important component of the braking system and suggests some recent maintenance has been performed. Cosmetically, the vehicle is described as decent overall, with paint that is acceptable but not perfect and a visible dent on the roof. These imperfections reinforce its survivor status and add to its authenticity rather than diminishing its appeal for many collectors. The car carries a clean Missouri title, which is an important factor when dealing with vintage vehicles. Proper documentation simplifies ownership transfer and future restoration planning, making the vehicle more attractive to serious buyers. The seller clearly states that the vehicle is sold as is and has responded firmly to inquiries, indicating they prefer serious buyers only. This is common in the classic car market, where genuine interest is prioritized over casual messaging. Driving a 1944 Deluxe Coupe is a very different experience from modern vehicles. It is not just about transportation, it is about connection. The sound of the flathead V8, the mechanical feel of the steering and transmission, and the unmistakable body shape all contribute to a driving experience rooted in history. The 1940 Ford also holds a special place in American hot rod culture. After World War II, these coupes became the foundation for countless custom builds and remain one of the most influential platforms in the history of American car modification. Even in survivor form, they carry that cultural legacy. At $23,500, this 1944 Deluxe Coupe offers a blend of originality, completeness, and drivability that makes it a strong candidate for preservation or light restoration. It is not a perfect show car, but rather a genuine survivor that still runs and retains its essential character. This vehicle stands as a reminder of an era when automobiles were built with simplicity, durability, and timeless design. It is more than just a classic Ford. It is a rolling piece of automotive history that continues to tell its story nearly 85 years after it was built. Number 11. This 1950 Chevrolet Deluxe Coupe, currently listed at $33,500 in Buffalo, Minnesota, is a thoughtfully upgraded classic that combines iconic early 1950s American styling with a full suite of modern drivability enhancements, transforming it into a comfortable and capable street cruiser. The 1950 Chevrolet Deluxe sits in a very important period of automotive design history. It represents Chevrolet's transition into the post-war decade, where styling became more refined and rounded, moving away from the more utilitarian pre-war look. The result is a coupe that carries smooth, flowing lines, a distinctive front end, and a timeless silhouette that continues to appeal strongly to classic car enthusiasts today. While the exterior preserves its vintage identity, this particular example has been significantly modernized underneath to improve performance, reliability, and everyday usability. At the heart of the build is a 350 cubic inch Chevrolet V8 engine paired with throttle body fuel injection, TPI. This upgrade replaces traditional carburation with a more precise fuel delivery system, resulting in improved cold starts, smoother throttle response, better efficiency, and increased overall reliability, especially important for a classic intended to be driven regularly. Power is routed through a 700 R4 automatic transmission, one of the most popular overdrive transmissions used in Restomod builds. Known for its durability and highway-friendly gearing, the 700 R4 allows this Chevrolet to cruise comfortably at modern speeds while reducing engine strain and improving fuel economy compared to original era drivetrains. The rear axle has been upgraded to an S10-based rear end, a common modification in the hot rod and custom car world due to its improved strength, availability, and compatibility with modern power levels. This setup contributes to a more balanced and dependable drivetrain system, ensuring the car can handle the added performance of the V8 and transmission upgrades. Handling and steering have also been modernized significantly. The car features a Mustang-style independent front suspension system paired with rack and pinion steering. This combination dramatically improves steering precision, cornering stability, and overall road feel compared to the original factory setup. It transforms the driving experience from a traditional vintage feel into something much closer to a modern vehicle while still retaining classic character. Braking performance has been upgraded with power-assisted disc brakes, PDB, offering a major improvement in stopping power and safety. For a car originally designed in an era of drum brakes and lighter traffic conditions, this upgrade makes a substantial difference in real-world drivability and confidence behind the wheel. Additional convenience features include power windows, PW, further enhancing comfort and usability. These modern touches make the car far more enjoyable for daily use or long weekend cruises, reducing many of the inconveniences typically associated with vintage automobiles. The exterior remains true to its era with a classic black finish, a color that enhances the coupe's smooth body lines and chrome details. Black paint is particularly effective on early Chevrolet designs, as it emphasizes the curves, proportions, and elegant simplicity that define the brand's styling direction in the early 1950s. Inside, the green interior provides a subtle contrast to the exterior while maintaining a period-appropriate aesthetic. While upgraded for comfort and usability, the cabin still reflects the classic design language of the era, when interiors were built with simplicity, visibility, and durability in mind. One of the strongest aspects of this Chevrolet is its balance between classic styling and modern engineering. Rather than restoring the car strictly to original factory condition or turning it into an extreme showpiece, this build focuses on drivability. Every major system, engine, transmission, suspension, steering, and brakes has been upgraded to support reliable, comfortable use on today's roads. The seller notes that the vehicle has had only 2 owners, which often suggests a more carefully maintained history and less exposure to neglect or improper modifications. Combined with the relatively low reported mileage of 30,500 miles, this adds to the overall appeal for collectors and drivers who value well-kept builds. Cars like this occupy a highly desirable space in the classic car world. They preserve the unmistakable charm and identity of early Chevrolet design while eliminating many of the limitations that come with original mechanical systems. The result is a vehicle that can be enjoyed not just as a display piece, but as a genuinely usable and enjoyable driving machine. In the end, this 1950 Chevrolet Deluxe Coupe is far more than a restored vintage car. It is a carefully updated restomod that blends timeless American design with modern performance technology, creating a classic that is equally suited for weekend cruising, car shows, and everyday enjoyment on today's roads. Number 12. This 1937 Ford Coupe, currently listed at $58,900 and located in Eagle River, Wisconsin, is a high-end, no-expense-spared custom street rod that blends iconic pre-war American styling with modern performance engineering, luxury comfort, and long-distance drivability. The 1937 Ford Coupe is one of the most celebrated body styles in hot rod history, known for its smooth, flowing Art Deco design and timeless proportions. This particular build preserves that classic identity while elevating it into a fully modernized performance machine. The result is a car that still looks like a vintage Ford at a glance, but performs and drives like a contemporary high-performance cruiser. Finished in a deep red exterior with a tan custom leather interior, the car delivers a refined and upscale visual presentation. The paint is described as laser straight, and the overall fit and finish reflect a high level of craftsmanship. Unlike typical project builds or lightly modified classics, this coupe was clearly constructed with attention to detail and a focus on quality throughout. Under the hood sits a Chevrolet 496 cubic inch stroker V8 engine, equipped with aluminum heads, a roller camshaft, and dual carburetors. Built for street performance and designed to run on pump gas, this engine produces strong torque and effortless acceleration. In a lightweight pre-war coupe body, the 496 delivers a driving experience that is both powerful and smooth, making highway cruising and city driving equally effortless. Power is routed through a 700 R4 automatic transmission, a popular overdrive-equipped gearbox known for durability and highway efficiency. This combination allows the car to accelerate strongly while also maintaining comfortable cruising speeds, making it suitable for longer drives without excessive engine strain. The chassis and suspension system are equally advanced. At the rear, a Ford 9-inch axle is paired with a triangulated 4-link suspension, coilover shocks, and a sway bar. This setup provides excellent traction, stability, and ride control, especially under acceleration or highway conditions. Up front, a Heights Super ride-independent suspension system works alongside power rack and pinion steering, giving the car modern handling characteristics that are far beyond what a 1937 vehicle would have originally offered. Stopping power comes from four-wheel Willwood disc brakes, a premium braking system widely used in high-performance builds. These brakes ensure that the car's performance capabilities are matched with equally strong and reliable stopping ability, which is essential for a vehicle with this level of power. One of the standout aspects of this build is its focus on comfort and usability. The inclusion of fully operational heat and air conditioning makes the car suitable for all-season driving. Additional features such as cruise control, tilt steering wheel, remote stereo system, and 4-channel remote entry elevate the driving experience far beyond that of a traditional hot rod. Inside, the custom tan leather interior reinforces the luxury aspect of the build. The cabin is designed to be both comfortable and visually refined, offering a driving environment that feels closer to a modern grand touring car than a vintage coupe. This balance between classic exterior styling and modern interior comfort is one of the defining characteristics of high-end restomods. With only approximately 2,000 miles since completion, this Ford remains extremely fresh and lightly used. Low-mileage builds of this caliber are typically reserved for weekend cruising, car shows, or special events, which helps preserve both condition and value. The seller emphasizes that the car runs, drives, and cruises comfortably at 75 to 80 miles per hour, which is a significant indicator of proper engineering and setup. Many classic hot rods struggle with high-speed stability or comfort, but this build appears designed specifically for extended highway use without sacrificing performance or drivability. At an asking price of $58,900, This 1937 Ford Coupe sits in the upper tier of the custom street rod market. The combination of a high-performance big block engine, advanced suspension system, Willwood brakes, luxury interior, and long-distance comfort features justifies its position as a premium build. Overall, this vehicle represents the modern evolution of classic hot rodding, retaining the iconic style of a 1930s Ford while integrating the power, comfort, and reliability expected from a contemporary performance machine. It is not just a showpiece, but a fully capable driver designed for both enjoyment and performance on today's roads. Number 13. This 1950 Mercury Coupe, currently listed at $28,500, is located in Worth, Illinois. The 1950 Mercury has long been one of the most iconic silhouettes in American custom car history. Immortalized by early hot rod culture and widely recognized for its smooth, flowing body lines, the Mercury Coupe became a foundation for countless street rod builds over the decades. Even in modern times, it remains one of the most desirable classic platforms for enthusiasts who appreciate both vintage style and customization potential. Finished in a bold red exterior with a brown and cream interior, this example presents a warm and classic hot rod appearance. The body retains its signature Mercury proportions, long hood, low roofline, and smooth curves that give it a distinctive road presence that stands out immediately, even among other vintage cars. Unlike factory original restorations, this Mercury has been upgraded into a more modernized street cruiser. Under the hood sits a 350 cubic inch Chevrolet small block V8, one of the most widely used and trusted engines in the custom car world. Known for its reliability, strong aftermarket support, and easy maintenance, the 350 engine transforms this classic Mercury into a more powerful and dependable driver. Paired with the engine is a 350 automatic transmission, creating a simple and proven drivetrain combination that is commonly used in restomod and street rod builds. This setup prioritizes usability and smooth operation, making the car easier to drive in modern traffic conditions. The addition of power steering and power brakes further enhances drivability. These upgrades significantly reduce the effort required behind the wheel compared to the original factory configuration, making the car more comfortable for everyday cruising or longer weekend drives. Front disc brakes are another important improvement. Many vehicles from this era originally came equipped with drum brakes, which can feel less responsive by modern standards. The upgraded disc system improves stopping power, safety, and overall driving confidence. The exterior maintains a clean and classic hot rod aesthetic. The red paint gives the Mercury a strong visual presence, emphasizing its smooth curves and iconic body design. The combination of vintage styling with subtle modern enhancements creates a balanced look that appeals to both traditionalists and modern enthusiasts. Inside, the brown and cream interior adds a warm and inviting atmosphere that complements the exterior color well. While no extensive interior modifications are mentioned, the cabin likely retains a classic layout consistent with its era-inspired design. With approximately 79,166 miles, this Mercury has clearly been driven and enjoyed over time, rather than being preserved solely for display. That history of use often adds character to classic cars, especially when they have been upgraded for reliability and performance. What makes this vehicle particularly appealing is its blend of iconic design and modern mechanical improvements. From a distance, it remains instantly recognizable as a 1950 Mercury Coupe, a car deeply rooted in American automotive culture. But underneath, it benefits from a drivetrain and braking system designed for improved usability and everyday driving enjoyment. Imagine taking this Mercury out on a weekend cruise. The deep red paint catches the sunlight. The V8 engine provides smooth and confident power, and the upgraded suspension and braking systems allow it to handle modern roads with ease. It delivers the nostalgic feel of a classic while offering the convenience of updated mechanical components. At $28,500, this 1950 Mercury Coupe represents a strong entry into the world of restomod classics. It combines one of the most legendary American body styles with a proven V8 drivetrain and modern driving enhancements, making it both visually striking and mechanically practical. This is not just a vintage Mercury. It is a thoughtfully upgraded cruiser that bridges the gap between classic American styling and modern driving comfort. Number 14. This 1941 Chevrolet Special Deluxe, listed at $13,500 and located in Vermontville, Michigan, is a well-preserved pre-war American sedan that offers an authentic driving experience rooted in simplicity, originality, and vintage mechanical character. Finished in a classic blue exterior with an interior described as very clean, this Chevrolet stands as a survivor-style classic that retains much of its original identity while still remaining road-ready for cruising and enjoyment. From the outside, the car reflects the elegant and rounded design language of early 1940s Chevrolet styling. The long fenders, upright grille, and smooth body transitions showcase a time when American automobiles were built with a focus on presence and durability rather than aggressive performance or modern aerodynamics. While the paint is noted to show its age, it still maintains a noticeable level of gloss, giving the car a respectable visual appearance that balances originality with usability. This aged finish adds character, reminding viewers that this is a genuine vintage vehicle that has lived through decades of automotive history. Walking around the vehicle, the overall presentation suggests a largely original example that has been preserved rather than heavily modified or restored. The body appears intact and complete, with proportions and trim that remain consistent with factory design. One of the more charming details mentioned by the seller is the working horn, which produces a loud and authentic sound typical of early automotive engineering. Small functional details like this help reinforce the car's nostalgic driving experience and highlight its operational simplicity. Under the hood sits a Chevrolet inline six-cylinder engine, a reliable and widely respected power plant from the era. Known for its durability and smooth operation, the straight six represents the engineering foundation of many early Chevrolet models. Paired with a 3-on-the-tree manual transmission, the drivetrain delivers a fully mechanical and engaging driving experience that requires driver involvement at every step. The mention of leaded gasoline reflects the vehicle's historical authenticity, as fuels of that era differed significantly from modern formulations. The seller notes that the car runs and drives as it should, indicating that despite its age and originality, it remains functional and roadworthy. It is described as road cruise ready, which suggests it can still be enjoyed on local drives and casual outings without requiring immediate restoration work. This balance between originality and usability is one of the most appealing aspects of survivor-class vintage vehicles. Inside, the interior is described as very clean, maintaining a simple and functional layout consistent with early 1940s Chevrolet design philosophy. While modern conveniences are absent, and features such as heat, radio, and air conditioning are not currently working, this is not uncommon for vehicles of this age. The cabin focuses instead on basic comfort and mechanical engagement, offering a driving experience that is free from digital systems or modern distractions. On the road, this 1941 Chevrolet Special Deluxe provides a driving experience that is slow-paced, mechanical, and deeply connected to automotive history. The inline-six engine delivers steady and predictable power, while the manual transmission requires deliberate shifting and attention. It is not a vehicle built for speed or comfort by modern standards, but rather one that encourages relaxed cruising and appreciation of vintage motoring. What makes this Chevrolet particularly interesting is its survivor character. Rather than being fully restored or heavily customized, it appears to retain much of its original structure and identity. This allows enthusiasts to experience the car much as it would have been used in its original era, offering a more authentic connection to pre-war American automotive culture. In conclusion, this 1941 Chevrolet Special Deluxe is a classic survivor sedan that emphasizes originality, simplicity, and historical authenticity. With its inline six-cylinder engine, 3-on-the-tree manual transmission, largely original condition, and road-ready functionality, it offers a genuine glimpse into early 1940s motoring. While it shows its age and lacks some modern comforts, It delivers a pure and nostalgic driving experience that will appeal to collectors and enthusiasts who value preservation and historical character over restoration or modification. Number 15. This 1949 Saab 4-door, currently listed at $825, is located in Big Fork, Minnesota, stored in Kelleher, Minnesota. This listing represents one of those rare and unusual finds in the classic car world. An early post-war European automobile, sitting quietly in the American Midwest, offered at a very low price and clearly aimed at someone looking for a restoration project or parts vehicle. The 1949 Saab carries significant historical interest because it comes from the early era of Saab automotive production, when the company was still developing its identity following World War II. Unlike the large American sedans of the same period, early Saabs were known for their compact size, simple engineering, and focus on practicality and efficiency. According to the seller, this vehicle is described as a pretty solid old car, though no detailed mechanical condition is provided. The listing emphasizes that buyers should look at pictures, which suggests that the vehicle's current state is best understood visually rather than through a detailed mechanical breakdown. Finished in black with a matching black interior, the car presents a simple and understated appearance. However, given its age and limited description, it is clearly not a running or road-ready vehicle in its current form. One of the most important details in this listing is that the car does not come with a title. In many cases, this significantly affects the ease of registration and restoration, depending on local regulations. Buyers interested in vehicles without titles often need to go through additional legal or administrative steps before the car can be legally returned to the road. The seller also states that the price is firm, indicating there is no flexibility in negotiation. At $825, the vehicle is positioned firmly in the budget project category, likely appealing to hobbyists, restorers, or parts collectors rather than casual buyers. Early Saabs from this era are relatively uncommon compared to American classics, which adds a layer of uniqueness to the listing. For collectors interested in European automotive history, especially early post-war designs, this type of vehicle can represent an interesting restoration opportunity or historical curiosity. However, like many extremely low-priced classic cars, this Saab should be viewed as a full project rather than a driver or even a partially restored vehicle. It likely requires significant mechanical work, body restoration, and sourcing of parts, which can be challenging depending on availability for early Saab models. Still, vehicles like this often attract enthusiasts who enjoy the challenge of bringing rare or forgotten automobiles back to life. The appeal is not in immediate usability, but in the process of restoration and the rarity of the platform itself. At $825, this 1949 Saab 4-door is not being sold as a functional classic car, but as a restoration opportunity or historical project. For the right buyer, it could become a unique and rewarding rebuild. For others, it may simply serve as a parts donor or a collectible piece of automotive history preserved from a very early chapter of Saab's development. In the end, this listing stands out not because of condition or performance, but because of its rarity, age, and potential, a small piece of post-war automotive history waiting for someone willing to take it on.